Hello, my name is Laura and I am in 10th grade. As you might know, I've researched a free image editing software called Seashore and made a tutorial on it. I will show you things from basic steps to more advanced ones. My tutorial is divided into 3 chapters. The first one is about the setup, the second one will be of the basic things you can do with Seashore, and the third covers the things that are a little more advanced. The first thing I want you to do is open the Seashore software. When you press it, you will notice that a box opens with the title New Image. If you are using Seashore for a project with height and width specifications, this is the time to adjust them, but I will just use measurements that are already typed in. After this, I want you to open your Finder folder on the side and drag the picture you want to edit onto Seashore, like this. In the top, as you can see, there are different utility icons. With the first 2 utilities here, you can select a part of your picture and will then only be able to edit the chosen part. This utility is very similar to the first 2. However, with this you can create a certain shape you want to edit. Let's say I want to create a bottle. I just draw it. And if I want to fill it in, I press the paint brush over here and paint it in. Now the good thing with this, like I said before, is that right now you can only draw in this area, making it easier to fill in everything without having to worry about drawing outside the lines. This one creates a duplicate of the outline of the shape you created with the lasso before. Then you have the pen, paintbrush and bucket. Once you have selected one of these, you can change the color in the top right corner, over here. Also, if you want to change the size of your brush, just press the brush tab over here and choose your size. This is the eraser. You can erase anything once you have selected the whole picture. Now with this utility, you can fade out things. What you do is if you, for example, wanted to fade out to the right, you start dragging the line from the left to the right, like this. With this tool, you can blur things out. And with this, you can zoom in, and if you want to zoom out again, press the minus sign at the bottom. Now I will show you how to change the color of certain things. I still have the same picture as in the chapter before, but without the edited things I did. Let's say I want to change the color of this bottle. I cannot just take the paint bucket and color it in, because this would happen. Therefore, with situations like this, you can adjust something called the tolerance of the paint bucket. Here you can see that the tolerance is now 120, which is too high. Since the bottle is small, I do have to zoom in first, and then adjust the tolerance to the right number. So for right now, the tolerance is good on 16 to color the smaller parts of the bottle. Once I am finished with the smaller parts, I can zoom out again and increase the tolerance. And there you have it, the bottle is now filled with a red liquid. Seashore's images work with layering. This means that you can, for example, have the same image twice, do something different on the both of them, and make both layers appear so that they blend together. So, let's just start with a non-edited image. On the left side of your image, you can see the layers that you have. I have my New York picture and then a plain white one as my background. You can see that only the New York image has a tick next to it. This means that this certain image is visible, and if I press it again, my New York picture disappears. Next to this, there's a little circle with an eye in it. Once you press it, you are able to change the opacity. This decides how visible the image is. Just now I have lowered the opacity of my New York picture so that it blends with my background later on. I will only be working on the background and will therefore make the New York picture invisible. I will select a part of my background and paint it in gray. Yes, the background is so too, but it is a slightly different gray. Then I want to make it fade out, so I draw a line to the right, which is the way I want it to fade out. And voila! I will then also lower the opacity of this. Now I make the New York image visible. As you can see, they have blended quite nicely, giving it a more vintage look. The faded out part I want to be on the bottle, so I press the select button and drag it over to the bottle, also fixing it so that the size matches. And there you have it, using layers in Seashore. Now on to the second part of this chapter. This is in my opinion the most interesting thing on Seashore. It's called cloning. There isn't much explanation needed on what this means. You can basically clone a part of an image onto another one. We will start with having two images. Click the clone button. You will then see a tab under it which gives you the option to mark source, which is what we want. What you have to do now is press down the Shift key on your keyboard and click the starting point of what you want to clone. Continue pressing the Shift key and the mouse while highlighting the whole part you want cloned. After this, go to the background image and there you have the cloned part. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something.